Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I don't think the chat is working over here today. I don't see it. So actually, I can put up the. I'll put up the. It's working. Yeah, it's working for you, but not for me. But I can make it work in another way. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Shri Krishna Caitanya 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 Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Ram, Hari Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Nityananda 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda. See. So, Madhya Lila Chapter 3. Chaitanya Bhagavat. Hey, if you want, it's Krishna showing me some stuff, and basically, if you wonder, if you like this chanting in this ecstatic chanting, if it inspires you, I'm seeing how important it is what we're doing. It is extremely important because people, they can't get off the material platform because they, first of all, they don't see this chanting, and they don't get a role model of where this could go, this chanting. And so, because when you have to associate with those who are on the ecstatic platform, If you don't, it's dry. It'll just be dry chanting. Yeah. And then when you if you like say you're part of this group here, I'm seeing like some of the ins and outs, personal experience now. Again, gets more clear. Yeah. So if you're part of this group here and you wonder, well, God, I would like to chant like these devotees here and everything, but look at your association. Look at your not who you're, just rubbing shoulders and giving, but who you're really being intimate with. See? Because if you're being intimate with materialistic persons who have a materialistic heart, they're really deeply attached to materialistic things and, whatever that is. They're just materialists. It'll affect your chanting. And if you wonder why that happens, because I see some devotees here sometimes, because they got this thing, they like to associate with materialistic, they want to be intimate with that. And they wonder why they're kind of slow in getting into this ecstatic stage. But that's why. It's because of this deeply attachment to being intimate with materialists. Lord Caitanya taught this. This is one of the deeper principles. He, because he was such an ecstatic chanter, he understood these things. Uh, he says, so you gotta, if you watch that, if you want to come up to this, because it's sublime. And when I lose it, because I sometimes let stuff in my heart, it's horrible. It's like, my God, I lost my life. And people, they don't have real life. And so, if you wonder why, that's why. I'm just sharing my experience. Um, if you wonder why and you feel this enter your heart, it's like poison, this materialism, the materialism that people have, their materialistic desires and attachments. And then you try to chant and all of a sudden it's dry again. It's like, it's horrible. It's the most horrible thing to me, after getting such you know, a nice experience. So just keep that in mind. If you want this kind of ecstatic chanting, watch what you let into your heart. Materialistic energies and peoples, you let it in, you intimacy in your heart, it'll block you from this platform. So just something to be aware of, and you may still do it, and just notice that, and just keep coming here, man. Keep being around those who are holding the line. you know Even helps me, say, okay, and then Krishna will clear it, and then point to more and more. You get really clear, like, hey man, I just want spirit, man. I just want to live on this. I just want this is my life. I don't want, you guys have your material things, and your love for stuff and cats and dogs, and and all that. You can have it, man. I don't want it, man. Been there, done that. I love this, man. It's just I want Krishna, man. You can have love for cats and animals and fish or whatever you want, and children and all that. More power to you, man. But I'm finished. I don't want any of that in my heart. That's renunciation. When you get to be like that, I don't want that in my heart. You want that in your heart, you're going to be at distance from me, because I don't want to lose my life. It's like, this is called survival. This is spirit survival. People don't know about that. They don't want survival of the body. Yeah, heck with that, man. I want my spirit to survive. I want my taste to survive. Taste for loving God. You go love your cats, but you're not going to get close to me. I'm going to be distant, respectful distance. You love your cats and animals as much as you want, and they're taking you down, man, and they're not going to take me down. See, that kind of attitude. That's my attitude nowadays. I feel like, yeah, because the Lord's given me a taste for reality, man. Yeah. And that's the way the Lord Caitanya got. He just, because he realized. I mean, it's like, hey man, this is the real life. Hey man, you want real life? Come along. You want to live? Come along. You otherwise, just Maya will take you down. You want to be taken down by your attachments. Well, go out there and rub shoulders, and be with intimate with ISKCON devotees, even Vaidhi Bhaktas. You go into, they're all materialistic Vaishnavas. They ain't got they can't get off the ground either. The most of them, their gurus are like hypocrites and liars and cheaters. That's the worst, actually. That associate keeps you down in the material world. Like this one guy says, "Well, my guru is Bhagavan." Oh, well, whoopee doo, man. Ask Janaki; she knows all about Bhagavan. He used to come to her house. He still probably does. She feeds the guy, as he's token away, and his. I remember when he left, that became a complete materialist. He left, and then he goes out, instead of selling, his guruship, man, he started selling stuff. Became a salesman, saying and glorifying material things. This is what these guys. You're worshiping this, and you wonder why you can't chant in ecstasy. That's why I renounced all of it. I renounced all these hypocrites and liars and cheaters. The Lord ain't asking you to be anything special, just honest. Just wanting His shelter. And learning the difference between that. So anyway, that's my mood now. I don't like, and speculators that's why these people who want name and fame, they don't last here. I don't want any. I had one guy coming in here, and he said, "Oh, I want to help you and everything," and it's just like Prabhupada said, they want to come in and control everything. They want it all their way. See, yeah, and that's no. You go out there and do your own trip, man. They want to use the energy, and then they want to take over. That's Maya. That's illusion. She always does that. This is kind of a delicate thing, man. So it's strong, but it's like a beautiful flower. So anyway, I get my lessons here, and it's good. I mean, because now it gets more clear, what this is all about. Because a lot of times I see there's people a little bit slow on getting their ecstatic chanting, and if they wonder why, well, that's your deep embedded desire for intimacy with this world, and worldly people and worldly things and the children's and and all of that. You just want to be all that stuff. If you're too much into that, I mean, it's not like you, but just don't let it in your heart. Don't cultivate that. If you want to cultivate this, this is so much better, man. Oh. So much better, isn't it? See, that's why it's so important, sadhu sangha. You got to see this role model. You don't see it. You can't even see these gurus doing it. Wait, your gurus aren't chanting it. You don't have any role model for this. The best they can do is throw a bunch of rules at you in varnashram dharma. That's still material. It's just a management system in the world. How to manage your people. That ain't going to work because Carl Schwab is on his. He's after it, man. The new industrial revolution. He wants to do a whole new system of management. It ain't varnashram dharma, believe me. That's why the Lord has to step in, because after a while it gets ridiculous. The demons, they start getting too competitive with God. Oh, varnashram, no, we're going to do a new industrial revolution. We're going to have slaves, and we're going to be the masters. We're going to be God over you. That's what they're doing. I mean, it's just like, So anyway, I'm going to do a interview with Carl Schwab here. I got a nice video lined up. Carl Schwab and Gaur Hari Das discuss the fourth industrial revolution. It's going to be very interesting. Watch for it. We're going to introduce His Excellency, and we're going to have a discussion about this fourth industrial revolution and what's really going to go on here. So, all glories to Vishvambara, the omnipotent Supreme Lord of all living entities. He is the beloved of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Gadadhar Pandit. All glories to Lord Caitanya, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, and the pure devotees of the Lord who have captured him by their unalloyed devotion. Yeah, that's the most precious thing, is this unalloyed devotion. It's the only thing that can capture the Lord. That's why if you lose it, you never really will lose it, but it can go underground. Murari Gupta, it did. The Lord said, eh, he was calling everybody else except Murari Gupta, because Murari Gupta had this thing. He was associating intimately with all kinds of people, like Mayavadis, and talking to them and everything, and maybe materialists and all this, and he lost his devotion. And the Lord said, oh, he called everybody into his intimate association except him. The same thing that I'm telling you here is what can happen. He lost it, but he didn't really lose it, but it gets covered. See, and the Lord never called. He says, yeah, I don't want to talk to that Murari. He's too much into these worldly people and Mayavadis. He doesn't preach real bhakti. He doesn't stand up for it. He doesn't raise his voice for it. See, we're raising our voice, standing up for something, man. And so he said, I don't want to see him. And then so Murari was really unhappy. He thought, oh my God, I'm not going to cut off from God. That's how you feel. Happens internally. You get too much into the material energies of the world and people and intimate with it. All of a sudden you're cut off from the Lord. See, the Lord was what you feel sometimes or many times in your heart. That same Lord. That's why if you're there, when you pass from by, you're going to see that Lord. He's same as what you're experiencing now. This is the darshan. Lalita may not see, Lord Chaitanya's flowing hair and all that. Maybe she does, but even if you don't, but do you feel him now? That's the main thing. Because that's what you're going to see when you pass over this. The Lord will be right there. It's the same. And that's when you're in the pastime, you see it's the same. You have the same ecstasy that they have when they saw the Lord, because you're seeing the Lord here. This is the promise. Krishna said, the Lord told my second disciple, because of your guru, you're getting my darshan. That's why you're getting the darshan. This is very rare stuff here. This is something that nobody is doing. Narayan Maharaj couldn't do or didn't do. Whatever you want to think he couldn't do or didn't, doesn't matter. He didn't do it. You're getting, because that blessing came, from the parampara headed by Prabhupada and Krishna. So Lord Caitanya says, Murari says, well, when can I see the Lord? He said, after 10 million births, then I'll see this guy. And Murari thought, he started dancing. He thought, well, I'm going to see at least. That's how great this is, man. He's thinking, oh, at least I'm going to see. Usually 10 million births, nobody sees. That's why, people have a fantastic opportunity now. You get to see. Maybe you don't feel right away, but at least you can see people feeling this relationship. They're seeing the Lord through their love for the Lord. You've captured the Lord by unalloyed devotion being given to you. This is the Lord. The Lord gives you this devotion, Lord Caitanya in this age. When you meet his real associate and his real representative. Otherwise, you don't get it. See? Prabhupada was the real representative, but he didn't have that order to do that. That wasn't the Lord's order or desire yet. He had another one, right? That's the way it works. But this order, man, oh, wow. This finishes it. This was like a Jesus order, and better, because Lord Caitanya is the latest incarnation. You can see you get more than Jesus here gave. More intelligence, more understanding, more ecstasy, more spiritual power. I'm not doing any, spiritual warfare against demons. I don't need to. It's just the Lord just he's my doormat. I'm not struggling, to overcome the devil or something. Yeah. The worst thing is that the material attachments getting of others, getting in touch with that. So watch it, man. That stuff sneaks in. It'll take your bliss away, your ecstasy, or just cover it up. If you can't take once the Lord will teach you like He teaches me these things. He'll show you that this is precious stuff, man. See, please instill within me the mood of devotion and redeem me. Please see you instill that we can't do this on our own. We have to connect with the disciplic line so the Lord does the work. See, that work, that's the miracle that He instills in you because you came to the real authority, the authorization, the real representative for that to happen. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. Okay? That's why it didn't happen with Sridhar Maharaj or any of them, even Prabhupada, because that authority was given here. See? But it's so nice that Prabhupada came, and said, yeah, this has. So it shows you we're working under direction. I'm not trying to supersede Prabhupada, show that I'm better than him. This is what the devotees don't understand in ISKCON. I'm not trying to. I'm doing it on his order, on his authority. He even said, this has my approval. I'm not like thinking, oh, I'm better than Prabhupada. No, how can I be? It's on his order. This is happening. It has his approval. It's like if you want a stamp of approval, get it like that. I mean, I'll take Prabhupada's stamp over 1,000 ISKCON GBC stamps. That's why I'm independent of that. They don't have any authority over here. I have Prabhupada's seal, and Krishna's seal. I got their word, man. Word, spoke to me, man. Oral promise. And that's how it works here. That's how we roll. Yeah. See, please instill in me the mood of devotion. You want that? Well, you come here. That's the main thing you're going to get. That's the only feast we're going to have. That's the only product on the shelf that we're selling here. Why have any other products when that is the best product, the best treasure of all? That is the pearl. This is the pearl of the pearls of great price that Jesus is talking about. He basically just gave salvation, and people know it. They always praise it. I'm saved, salvation. I'm thinking whoopee-doo, BFD. That ain't anything. To me, I never think of salvation. That's already done, man. The salvation is freedom from birth and death and all that. So what, man? Who cares? I'm already free. I can come and go, it's this devotion that's the greatest thing. They capture the Lord. I got Jesus's benediction of the highest order was to see the Father. I know the Father like that. I get what Christians usually don't even get right. They have to die and maybe see that. I was in the body. Well, actually, I was in the body and saw that. Yeah. So, that's nothing compared to this intimacy with God, where it's unbelievable intimate. I can't, like, wow, man. Where he's playing you and you're playing him. Unbelievable. This is intimacy, man, of the highest order. That's Vrindavan, and that's being instilled in us here. That's why you show me any other place. No Narayan Raj devotee has anything like that, or any understanding of that, of how it actually works by personal experience. They can't even dream of such an experience of a relationship like that. Not even the illustrious His Excellency Prem Parojana with all this stuff he's doing. He's doing, he preaches and he's inspired. It's great. Yeah. But if he ain't got this, if he wants he's got to come here for that. Okay? I don't need to, to do what he's doing. I don't need to do that. he needs to do this. See, this is how great this is here. This is where it is, where you, this is for the really greedy. If he's really greedy or anybody else, to get this, the real mood of Vrindavan, you have to come here. Because he ain't got it. I look at his things. He's just, nice speaker, and he knows and memorized all these things, and he can play the mridanga nice. He energetic young guy, handsome looking guy. You think, oh, that must be pure bhakti dot Vrindavan. No, not quite. He's, getting there. But the Lord doesn't always work like that. They think it's got to be somebody like him to get in, right? Or somebody like Narayan Raj to get in. Superstar. You got to become a superstar. That's why, you'll never be like that. You see, go look on the purebhakti.com website. You'll see there's Narayan Raj. He's the Srila. Nobody else. See? They're all teachers, and he's the Srila. See? But they're gurus, and they're deliverers of their disciples, but they're only teachers. You see the hypocrisy of that? You see why you got to be it? You got to be it. You know what? You want people to take shelter of you? That's why you see they even comment. They test. You could say they testing me, Gaur Haridas. The guy says, oh, you're like Srila Prabhupada? I have to have an answer. See? Because they're saying, oh, you're right. She's saying, they're trying to say basically, come on, man. Nobody's like Srila Prabhupada. You're right, because he's very unique and different. But the same Krishna behind him is here also. And this is deliverance mode. That wasn't quite. That's Varnashram mode, man. Oh, you want deliverance? You come here, because this is the parampara. You see? And most aren't ready for it. They just go back to their righty. Hey, what can I do to give up coffee? That was his big thing. I was going to write, but I didn't have time. Watch a YouTube video. You can learn anything there. You want to learn how to give up coffee? Go watch a YouTube video. I haven't wanted to, so I haven't watched the YouTube video on it. You can do that. If you want to give up something, go watch a YouTube video. You want to learn something, go get a YouTube video. Don't bother me or anybody, That's why I told Lalita. She says, I don't know PayPal. Oh, here's a YouTube video. Here you go. Was it helpful? Did you figure it out? Yeah, see?
Balaram built the whole house because of the YouTube videos. Everything he always found everything on YouTube.
Yeah, you find everything. So the devotees frequently floated in waves of transcendental bliss, seeing the manifestations of Lord Chaitanya's ecstatic moods. So isn't that what's going on? Do you float in bliss, seeing the moods of devotees? See, does that give you happiness and all of that? Well, that's going on now again. Or you think that's going on in ISKCON or anywhere else? No, because this is that same Lord that was there with his devotees is here with us. See, and he's kind of made us empowered little empowered persons like him. So it empowers us to show these moods and everything, and people see them and they can become ecstatic. Just like Haridas was empowered with ecstatic worship, right? And people saw him and floated in bliss. It brought tears to their eyes sometimes, and that is your salvation. That is that emotional attachment and distraction that dissolves your material affections in this world. You need a super glue unbinder. We are super glued to this world. This sangha is that way. The devotees that are powerfully, sticking with this. By the force of that kind of devotional service. And it's a force, man. It's powerful, and it unglues people, which is great. Unglues them for the material energies and potencies. And the slow learners, they stay kind of like, I don't know. You got to kind of drag them practically, But anyway, we'll get them. Good exercise. Drag a few that are like holding on. It's good. You get, you see these people, when they're trying to, build bodily strength, they drag weights, or they lifting weights. Well, that's like lifting some of these materialistic disciples out of the illusion. They're like lifting weights up, you kind of get stronger, right? That's what I notice. That's why I can do this now. Just gotta. It's weightlifting. You didn't know I was. Oh, it's a new hat, weightlifter. Those are attached to illusion. You gotta lift them up, push them up a little bit. You know, slap their bottom kind of up. Just get up there, man. Look over the fence, man. River knows what I'm talking about. So, devotees engaged in devotional service experience love of God in association with Lord Caitanya. See? They experience love of God in association with Lord Caitanya. That's why we give these pastimes. That's why we talk about Lord Caitanya. Lord Caitanya is his names, is his pastimes. See? You experience love of God only in that association. That's why a devotee, that's why Jesus says, of my own, I can do nothing. Prabhupada, said, these things were dictated to him. See, they deliver you Krishna, literally. That's how you're delivered, is by getting Krishna delivered to you. You experience love of God. It's beginning to awaken around devotees that are attached to the Lord. Otherwise, how can that awaken? You're around devotees who are not attached to the Lord. The Lord is only attached to his ecstatic devotees. That's why he comes. He feeds them personally. It's so funny. Bhagavad Gita thing. People read that verse and think, "Oh, Krishna will come personally, give me food, give me some of the transformed earth in my mouth." No, give the devotee real food, man. The food is him, is his attachment to him. Is that devotion? That's the food. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta have that kind of food, and so. You want to experience love of God, you got to come into an association of devotees who are attached to the transcendental form of the Lord. See, and then they will present that form, and you will make progress, and you will start to feel more and more affinity for this. This is the only way. That's why the devotee is the path. We hear not only one devotee, we got a lot of devotees assembling here. They're making progress very fast. See, and that is the greatest boon for everybody. You ISKCON devotees are going to just die Vaidhi bhaktas without this association. Also, the Narayan, you can't get off the ground. You're speculating, man. You don't like this. I mean, that's the point. That's the deal breaker for you. You can say, oh, all these things that all these people that say, but you don't like us. You don't like what we do. But the Lord likes what we do. The Lord comes here every friggin' day. He feeds us. He nourishes us, nurtures us, gives us the right understanding. And you don't want to come here? Well, you're going to die unawakened. You're going to come back. We have this. Many devotees here are evincing the symptoms of ecstasy. And Lord Brahma says, are promoted to the kingdom of God. You do not take another birth. We have that assurance. We have the Bhagavatam. We have our own experience. We have Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Yeah. If you're not half mad, like many Vaishnavas are still mad, you would understand this logic. This is very logical, very clear stuff here. But they don't understand. The gurus don't understand because you're mad still. You're crazy. You're still a bit touched in the mind. You're blind by your attachments to the illusion, your attachments to name and fame. Oh, worse than being attached to, stuff or animals in the world or children and all that is name and fame. It's worse. That's why they're the last to get into the kingdom usually. Name and fame that gives them a big pride. You could see it. They're reeking with it. What, you think that's in Vrindavan? Those kind of no, it doesn't get in. Very, very tough, you know. So those are your leaders, man. They're leading you. It's Jesus said, you know, the blind lead the blind into a ditch. You're both going in the mud. You're in the mud already. You can't get the mud off you. This ecstatic worship takes the mud off of us. You know, otherwise we stay muddy and muddled in our minds, unclear, see, and fallen. Okay? Fallen in the ditch. You can't get out. You got to be lifted out like that lizard, you know. Krishna went to the well. He lifted that lizard out of the well. The lizard couldn't get out on his own. That's why people, you can't get out without the association of devotees who make it possible for you. They make it. They get that Krishna that lifted the lizard out, lifts you lizard-like persons out of this world. People are becoming more and more lizard-like. You know, lizard brain. They think like lizards. Just really, they think, oh, just tell me, just put poison in my body. It's okay. Yeah. Let me walk around with a mask on in open air. Even there's no law against it now. You can go and they still want you to wear it. Or no, still people still wear it. Well, no, we still want to wear it because we're used to it already. We're lizard brains. We can't think that breathing fresh air is good for us now because we were told by other lizards. Yeah, you want to get out of that? Come here, man. We'll get you. We'll get you a real brain, man. We know the wizard here. Wizard is Lord Caitanya, man. He'll give you a brain. He'll lift you out. We're just glorifying the Lord and His qualities and these truths, and they're powerful, man. They're the Lord Himself. You know what the devotees say is the actual truth that is the Lord. The Lord will lift you out, and you are lifted out here because He honors the words of the devotees because the devotees' words are His words. Right? Am I not presenting His mercy? Well, why wasn't Narayan Raj talking about the mercy? He say such a big emphasis still now. His disciples are promoting the line of austerities and renunciations. You heard that video, renunciate. See, you got to attain this. See, what are we promoting here? The actual fact of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. His deliverance. We just present you that mercy, and the mercy acts because that's real. That's reality. That's the Lord. And you accept the Lord's mercy, you're going to get it. You accept the Lord's Devotees Association, you're going to get it. It's right here, right now. It's for you. This food is on the table. Who's going to eat it? Yeah. Amy, she'll come first before these gurus come and their followers come, right? She eating the food. Yeah, she gets to eat first simply because she's at the table. These other guys, no, we don't want to come to your table, man. Okay, fine. I'll keep preaching. Maybe you'll get somebody who'll come. Maybe somebody in your groups, you know, maybe there's a Jonathan Livingston Seagull there in one of your groups that wants to fly with the high flyers. We're the high flyers, high rollers here. See? High stakes here. Oh, you know, yeah, it's the elites here. Yeah, this is the elite group. Oh, you think though? You think Carl Schwab or what's his name? Klaus Schwab or something? You think he's an elite guy? Hey, nothing compared to the people in our group here. Yeah, in the eyes of the Lord, yeah, these are exalted devotees. You know, persons like Govinda River and Lalita who are illustrious. His and her excellencies. You guys are diddly squat in the eyes of my Lord doesn't even look your way, man. You're his dark shadow that ever looks at. You're looking at the shadow. We're looking at the light, man. We're looking at the life. That's where it's at. We're servants of Lord Caitanya. See, we're here to serve that mercy up, man. Lots of heavy servings, main course, nothing else. Only main course. You don't have to eat those vegetables, just the main course. The tofu and potatoes. See, the devotees were as dear to him as his very life. See? Is the Lord like that for you? Do you know what that is? Most people don't. They don't know who the Lord is. See? But the Lord knows. He knows, well, hey, I tell you, my devotees, didn't you listen to Jesus? This is what Lord Caitanya is saying. Didn't you listen to the Jesus I sent here? Jesus said only the Father knows the Son, and only the Son knows the Father. And the Son can reveal the Father to whom he chooses. See, so that's the Lord only recognizes his devotees who love his spiritual potency. Yeah, Christians are not clear about what is a spiritual potency. They just Holy Spirit, Yeah, well, what is that Holy Spirit? It's spiritual potency, man. It's the special potency of God, the only thing that he loves. See? And his devotees are that. Manifestations of the Ladini Shakti, man. See, if you start loving that, man, now you're really loving dovin'. Well, now you're really lovey-dovey with the right person. People don't know. It's a spiritual potency. They only know the material potency, and they know it so well, they're completely bewildered. They're completely unintelligent. They're completely controlled by the Karsvabs and the Bidens and the Trudeaus to do what they want. They're materially, motivated. They care nothing for them. Just even in religion, the people, they can't care nothing. They can't care for you. They say it's all feigned though, because it's part of Maya. She's feigned. She feigns her affection for you. It's not real. She wants to destroy you. It's what she does. Oh, she's like an affectionate mother of destruction. I'm just telling you the real nature of Maya. She's like that. She seems like a really nice person, but that's her job, is to teach you, don't take shelter of me, man. Take shelter of who the devotees who know that spiritual potency present to the world and to you. Learn about what is spirit and what is matter. This is what matters in this world. Yeah, she teaches indirectly by saying, "Hey, man, I'm not a good shelter for you. I got a lot of holes. I'm not holy. I'm hole filled. I'm full of holes, like Swiss cheese holes. I fall apart easily. No foundation. That's all the way up into religion and religious gurus." Teaching you the good old religion that they benefit from. And can't give you nothing much back except a bunch of rules. Okay, that's okay for a time. Good for a neophyte. Anybody ready to move on? Well, come to this preaching. Is this attractive? Is the truth attractive? Truth will set you free. Yeah, set me free. Oh, now I know. Oh, spiritual potency. Oh, wow. Let me take shelter of that. Oh, yeah. Wow, man, this is greater, Lord. Thank you for giving me this, shelter, man. Yeah, let me stay under that shelter, man. Let me chant the holy name in ecstasy. Your name is non-different than yourself. Ah, yes. This book is so great, isn't it? Fantastic. It gives you a lot to talk about, a lot to glorify. Lord Gaurachandra became totally absorbed in love of Krishna. He exhibited different devotional moods, finding inspiration from the topics devotees discussed. See, discussion. What are we discussing? Everything about the spiritual potency, how it relates to the material potency. Now we learn stuff. Not just, oh, let's talk about everything about the material potency, but let's leave the subject of pure devotional service. Uh, let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about material subject matters like fasting. Even still, it's still material, man. What's a yogi thing, man. Fasting, okay, it's good for the body, cleanses it. But is that the highest truth? Fasting, renunciation. Is that the ultimate goal of life? Fasting, renunciation. It's good for Brahmins and yogis. Do they know the absolute ultimate truth? No. Superficially, they might. Then the name, only devotees know devotion because they're experiencing devotion, right? Pretty simple. What's the hard thing to know? You want to learn about the subject of devotion? You go to a devotee. You go to a bhakta who has bhakti. You notice? Bhakta, bhakti. Are you one of those? You want to learn about devotion? Because that's what is the Hare Krishna movement? What is the science of bhakti yoga? What is everything Prabhupada talked about meant for? What is it about? It's about bhakti. It's about bhakta, becoming a bhakta with bhakti. That's simple. What are you, a bhakta without bhakti? That's what we've seen. Oh, yeah, crying schools without crying. If you're a bhakta, you'll have spiritual emotions, and they're spiritual, man. They're not love of dog, they're love of God. You isn't it funny? God and dog. Where's your love actually? What I like about love of God, I can be friendly. Dogs are beautiful. Like Maria's dog is great. I like the dog, cute, all that. But I love Krishna. Much, and everything in the world friendly with. And when the persons become real devotees, I love them too because they're part of the spiritual potency. The Lord only loves his spiritual potency. That's just a fact. People think, oh, God loves everybody. No, he loves devotees. That's his pastime. God is love, but he has this special pastime eternally with devotees that he loves. He does not love his shadow. Do you love your shadow? Have you been saying, oh, shadow, oh, you dark the form of myself, I love you so much? Have you ever said that? Well, the Lord don't say it either. He says, this is my devotee. I love my devotee. Oh, my Lord. He danced with Haridas's dead body, even. Now that's love. Because he was a devotee, man. He loves the words. He loves the words his devotees speak. Gaur Hari, what's the proof of it? Well, you come here and you'll see the devotees. They love the words we're glorifying the Lord with. They seem to give them happiness, inspiration. Why? Because they're bhaktas. And these gurus are sitting. By the way, I'm not. I'm fault finding. I'm finding the faults. It's very faulty to sit on your seat like this and not love what we're doing here. It's very faulty. It's full of faults. Anybody see that out there in Vaidhi land? To be sitting on your high seat, taking all the praise and giving your boring Bhagavatam classes, dry chanting, if you even chant. When this is going on, that's a fault. It's very faulty. It's a mode of ignorance. But I'm following Varnashram Dharma. Oh yeah, when you're confronted with this opportunity, that's mode of ignorance. It's very ignorant not to take advantage of where. So I mean, the real Hare Krishna movement is here. You come here, we're going to move your little bottom down the road. You're going to move a lot faster than you were. This is about where the Hare. We've arrived there. I don't need to chant one lakh to attain Krishna. I'll chant one word to, and Krishna's there. He comes at the call of his bhaktas. If you have that bhakti that he gives. So you've either gained it in the previous life or you got it in this life. And most people don't have it in this life or need some help with whatever they do have. You come here, you're going to get it. You're going to be more than saved. You're going to be rescued from illusions. So that's the mode of ignorance, man. If you don't come to where God is, I mean, are you? Who are you? I'm a Hare Krishna devotee. Do you want to go where Krishna is? Well, I am with Krishna is. He's in the temple there. He's in these ceremonies. I go and I see all these things. Yeah. Have you seen Krishna or just got eye exercise? See? No, you got to do what the Bhakti Siddhanta said to do, that Gaur repeats again and again. You got to go to the devotee and listen to him. Not like those people, they go and see the deity, get eye exercise like they do here. That's all you're doing out there in ISKCON and all your groups. You're going there, oh, the deity is so good, you're getting good eye exercise. You should be here and listening to these fabulous talks, that are empowered by that transcendental Lord, so you can hook up with and get married to the transcendental potency of the Lord and become a real bhakta because you get real bhakti. This is where it's at. I haven't seen it over there. I just see good eye exercises. Whoa, deity's so beautiful. Oh, where's the next fire sacrifice? Oh, let me see what that ghee lamp, man. Oh man, is that a blaze? Oh, look at that water cocks. Throw that water on me. Oh yes, throw the water on me. Please throw the water on me. That's all I've seen in all of the groups. And big sannyasis prancing around the stage with pride, thinking, we've arrived. I memorize Krishna's verses, therefore I'm Gurudev. Worship me. But don't call me Srila, man. No. I'm just a teacher, but worship me. See? You can't get over the hypocrisy like that. I can just snuff it out. Yeah. See, that's a fault. It's faulty, man. Yeah, go Ari. I'm the biggest fault finder around, man. I find big faults. Now, I could lift some people out. You want to be lifted out of those faults? The greatest boon in the world is being given here, man. Love of Krishna, devotion to Krishna. You can capture the Lord. Oh, you don't care about capturing the Lord? Oh, well, I do, man. I live for that, man. I want to lasso that Lord. I want to be a good cowboy. I don't want my rope to be 2 fingers too short. That's what they are with your austerities and all that stuff. You're always 2 fingers too short. You can't capture the Lord. That's why you got to make it really hard and lots of rules. Oh, yeah, well, maybe if we do more rules, we can capture the Lord. Maybe if they chant an extra lakh or 2, go it up from 1 lakh to 2 lakhs, we can capture the Lord, and you still don't capture him. That's what I've seen. People, that so much so that they have to do it some other way, and they think they're trying this way and that way to capture the Lord. So much crazy illusions going on in this world. All faulty. Everything's faulty but here. With all our faults, it's amazing. It's where can you find a path with all our faults that you can attain the highest perfection? Isn't that amazing, there, Lalita? We know we ain't anything special, right, Govinda? And but where can you find the path where the Lord says, "Oh yeah, come to my real fallen devotees over there"? You know, that's where I'm delivering people. They got it right. They understand how I roll, man, how I work. I like that. The weaker the person, but if they take shelter in the right way and listen to where I'm really preaching, I just make them worthy shelters for the world. They understand my real character. This is the real character of the Lord I'm teaching here. He's like this. You guy, Narayan Raj, I'm telling you, man, I'm sorry, man. You're not sorry, man. This is for your benefit. That's faulty. I mean, what? That God is looking how great you are? How good of a chanter you are? How many lakhs you've chanted? No, he's just saying, did you go to the right place? That's all he's looking. Did you go to the well to drink? Everywhere else, the well isn't there, but the well is where the well is. There's no dry well here. Have we ran out of anything yet? Any water? Yeah, we're watered down every day. See? And people they're drinking from a very small, anything they got is very small. If anything. That's why a lot of them really look like they're thirsty all the time. They go around with a thirsty look on their face. They can't get any, like they're actually, no, not thirsty, dehydrated. They don't know they're thirsty. That's the problem. They look like this shriveled up prunes. They look like these materialists, Warren Buffett or something. We had a nice conversation with Warren. He's my buddy. We have nice little talks. He's got some good principles. All you have to do is apply them to spirit, and they work. We'll have some conversations with Bill Gates. You guys can do it too. You got the technology. You just get their little things. Have a little conversation. Very practical. Teach people need to learn. They can relate to Bill Gates. Show it how it relates to bhakti. This Carl Schwab thing's going to be fun. Because he's talking fourth industrial revolution. We're going to show it how the revolution is what the Lord wants to do. Hey, my dear friend. Okay, next verse. The devotees found no more interest in, here we go, no more interest in wealth, family, children, etc. People might think, oh, that's artificial. No, you don't have to do that. You see that evolved naturally and in a nice way. They may not have had interest means it fascinates you, that you really like, it's not like they were devotees like you guys. You know what I'm talking about, that have bhakti. You may have families and friends and, those things. But, you don't find like they're fascinating. It's only fascinating to them. They like that stuff. But you're like, it's just an obligation type thing. That's the way it was done. Natural. It's great to be free of that. I'm telling you, like ask Lalita and Janaki. They have their nice, families and all that, and but they're detached in that way. It's so nice. It's freedom. Because otherwise you're hooked into that stuff, and they pull your heartstrings and you're miserable. And cut off too. Cut off from this. It's hard to connect and all that. Yeah. See? So the Lord does it right. He gives everything so nicely here. Lord Caitanya is the best shelter, man. He's the most magnanimous, merciful thing. And if you come, you'll see this is a product of his mercy. Literally. Look what he's giving devotees here. The most intimate understanding of Vrindavan, and we aren't anything special. and don't have to act special. They all have to act special, even though they're not special. They know they're smucks. A lot of them, they're just putting on a show to look like they're great sannyasis and this and that. They're just ordinary persons. They'd be a lot happier if they didn't have to put on such a show. It takes energy to put on an act. You know, they got to, act the part of being a big guru, and you're not a big guru. You never will be a big guru like that. You come here, you'll be a big guru. I mean, you get all boons. If you have a desire to be guru, well, if you really want to be a guru, this is how you do it. Here, you just once you get Krishna, you realize, oh, this is what I've been looking for. And then Krishna says, well, you wanted to be a big guru before, like Dhruva Maharaj. He wanted a big kingdom, and he'll tell you gurus like that, oh, well, and you'll get the real Krishna. You think, oh, it's all my desires fulfilled now with you. That's all I wanted. Forget about that. And the Lord said, oh, no, you got disciples. It's good. They'll send you back, so you can deliver your disciples. That's what he did with the wives of the Brahmins. They came and they got love of Krishna because they associated with ecstatic devotees who could deliver the real Krishna. And then they wanted to stay, and the Lord said, oh, no, that wouldn't be bad. We're here to preach. Go back to your husbands. They'll be impressed. See? You'll be delivered. That's why you do. Your old friends, family members are sometimes a little tougher, but friends, they see there's changes, and then they become, this is what the Lord wants. We're here to, work now and samadhi later. See? But this is even better. Samadhi now and work at the same time. That was Prabhupada's saying for the Vaidhi days. Now it's samadhi now and work at the same time. The Lord's work. I mean, it's amazing. Even for me, even the obstacles become a great boon, whatever is happening now for me. Oh, you get cut off a little bit for this and this. Oh, great teaching. Oh, watch a movie, and wow, this is really good. I can use this. Watch the what's going on in the world and all that stuff. And oh yeah, this is really this. I see how it relates, and we could have more discussions about bhakti yoga. About these kind of things, very practical, and deliver more people. Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, so. The Lord Gauranga became totally absorbed in love of Krishna. He exhibited different. Oh, read that. Okay. He would cry for hours, as if Mother Ganga had descended through his eyes. He would cry for hours. What's wrong with crying now? Why is there such a big thing against crying? You're not supposed to cry. Well, our Lord's cries. What's the problem? He cried. What, you're against Lord Caitanya? That's what they're doing. See, you represent Lord Caitanya. If they say this goes, you're a direct mailbox to Lord Caitanya now. And if they have a problem with your crying, that letter was delivered. Their word was delivered to the Lord and saying, hey, you're trying to control the Lord. You don't like his characteristics. You don't appreciate them. That's why you don't get them. Oh, you don't like his laughing? Well, they don't like his laughing. It's coming through her. You're just representing the laughing of the Lord. He would laugh for 3 hours. Yeah, laugh for 3 hours. And so you're laughing for 30 minutes and people have a problem with that. Well, that means they have a problem with the real Krishna. Oh, you're not supposed to show bhakti. Well, not supposed to, really. He showed it. Yeah, we have the order to show it, so that others can, could you imagine how much assurance and hope people would have? They've been brainwashed that you got to be something special. And all they do is praise the special people that are not really special. They praise all the way in the worldly politics to religious politics. They praise the Bill Gates and the Faucis and the guys in the suits and politicians who who can't really help them or don't even really want to help them. They have these agendas. Or they do that in religion. People that are not really spiritually advanced, they praise the unspiritual. That's why it takes so long. That's why it takes many lifetimes. Here we teach you how to go quick, man. Just praise the spiritual potency. Praise real devotees with real bhakti, man, who cry because the Lord cries, and they give you that crying, man. And if you say, "Oh, very good," I would also like to have this symptom in me. That means, oh, you're welcoming the Lord more. Because he is that crying. That is his nature, his quality. Oh, you would also like to laugh when you chant Hare Krishna. Oh, you're welcoming. See how you got to welcome the Lord. Not like, oh, she's crying. That's bad. I don't see. You're not welcoming the Lord. The Lord cries. She cries because she represents the Lord, right? For anybody else. Yeah. It's all about welcoming. That's it. Just welcome him into your heart, man. Welcome the ecstatic devotees. Welcome, welcome, welcome. They're just a welcome mat, Welcome to the Lord's pastimes. Welcome to the Lord's ecstasy. Welcome to the Lord's knowledge that comes from this ecstatic worship. It's his knowledge. I'm just presenting him. This is him, his characteristics, his knowledge, his ecstasy. See, and that's the training here. You're becoming like that too. You're thinking also, see, Raganuga Bhakti, as you see a devotee, the example, and you think, wow, this is really great. Boy, I would like to worship like that too. Well, he came to the right place. Yeah. If you go to these gurus, what are you seeing? And a lot of people might, I don't know, maybe they're saying, boy, I would also like to worship like that by being worshipped and being on a high seat. See, you don't get the opportunity because here you're seeing the crying of the Lord, his real characteristics, what he came to bring to the world, and all of those things. And you're thinking, wow, you're welcoming that. Oh, yeah, I would also like to worship the Lord like that, like he showed, he demonstrated, and he taught. He's the what? Spiritual master of the universe. I would also like to see you get that, and you get that desire. Otherwise, the best desire you can get with these gurus, because they don't show any of this, right? The best desire you get is, oh, well, maybe I can be like that. Maybe I can also sit on a high seat. Maybe I can get brahmacharis working for me. Maybe I can get some of their buildings too, like that. That's their role model. They're sitting up there. You see what I do? At the height of your devotional bhakti yoga practice, you will become like me, Guru Dave, and get followers and worship and everything. You have plenty of donkey urine here. It makes makes sense to me. This stuff. See, you got to see what That's why we must. That's why the Lord even authorized it. It's not that devotees always show this. Prabhupada was hiding this. Okay? But this is Raganuga Bhakti. You see, this is what they teach. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is you see devotees when they worshiping the Lord in a very intimate way, and you think, oh, I would also like to do like that. Oh, what do I do there, Guru Dave? Oh, just hang out with the devotees who worship like that. Hear their classes, hear their discussions, participate, do some service, and you will get that very quickly. Guaranteed, these gurus who are proud, if they're proud, they're taking another birth. It's nothing they can do. They have to. You cannot get rid of that like that. You have to come back to the earth and meet the real devotees and be purified of pride. That's what keeps people in the material world. The Indra, he had to come to the earth and get his pride smashed. It's like, here, if any of you I'll speak to you directly. If any of you demigods out there have a little pride, you got to come here and we'll take care of that. We'll show you we know more than you. We will show you we have higher happiness than your soma drinking. We have a greater attainment here than you got. You want that? You better come here. Show yourselves. Stop hiding. You want me to reveal all this stuff? You better start showing yourself. I want to see some demigods. I want to see some 4 and 5 faces coming around here. Hey man, isn't this Chaitanya Leela 2022? Somebody said that. Who was that? He would cry for hours as if Mother Ganga had descended through his eyes. Then in a jolly mood, he laughed for hours. And when he fell unconscious, he remained without breathing for several hours. That's God for you. It's always, he can do always more than anybody else. Like Radharani, she has more devotion than anybody else. He was a combined form, man. See, he makes us empowered combined forms. You notice that? Like he does. We can do like he does. Worship in separation. What a great boon to have his happiness, to do what he did. And he did the best thing. He knew the best thing to do. Okay. So, give us a word, somebody.
Maybe we can advertise, Guru Maharaj, that you,
Huh?
Radhanath can do your laundry or clean your flat. To do some
Wait, you know
service.
what? Let me get my headphones on here. Oops. Come on.
I'm not going to ask Jayapataka to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you'll start to come up with some creative ideas. It's teamwork here. I can't do everything. I can't do this alone. They have to work as a team. Like we double teamed that Claude guy. Triple teamed him. We all came after him. We gotta work like a pack, a gang pack. Like a gang. That's why gangs, because they got more power in the gang. Well, gang up on everybody now. That's the way to do it. And they'll be surprised because they thought I was working alone before. Little did they know, we're amassing an army. It's more fun to work together, man. This is why, you guys, Meena and all, if Mahavirya, you're so stupid for leaving. My ex-wife, all of them, fools number ones, could work together, and instead they went for the illusion, something lesser than this. That's what I always felt bad about, when people leave, and they were a nice contribution, and they could have went all the way, but they leave and they go back out. And what can we do, Some fall by the wayside, If they figure it out in this life, wonderful. But seems like a lot of them won't. Yeah.
Yeah, they are
So
so.
what is this about Radhanath? What is this about Radhanath?
I said he can do some service for you. your laundry or clean your flat or something. Become your
Ra-
personal servant. Rather not.
Radhanath? Radhanath. Oh. Oh, he wouldn't lower himself to do that, would
I know that. I'm not going
he?
to ask Jayapataka for him. It's a little bit unrealistic.
And that's basically the only way for these guys, you know. But they don't have to do that like that much. All they'd have to do is just recognize his preaching. That's all they'd have to do, and praise it, because this is praiseworthy. This is transcendental. What we're doing is transcendental. And if you don't praise the transcendental, you don't get there. God is working here. Where do you get the opportunity to praise a living transcendental experience in life? They, they so that's their liberation is will be that. Otherwise, if they don't do that, they are in, who knows, you know, maybe they get, because they believe in Prabhupada and his books. The demigods, they all got false egos too. Pride, right? Indra, he was competing with Krishna. Yeah, yeah. Hey man, we've got Vrindavan here. We got that mood. We got that intimacy. This is why it's hard to understand what we're doing. Just like Indra had a hard time. Indra and Brahma had a hard time understanding what's going on in Vrindavan with Krishna devotees. Is it a wonder why it's hard time understanding what's going on here? Because the same thing. Okay? You guys can understand because you've come here. You went through the purification. And that goes for anybody else. You want to understand the highest attainment. You want to understand Vrindavan Dham. That's why Prabhupada wrote these in his books and taught Vaidhi, so the devotees could learn about the glories of Vrindavan to an extent. But now is your opportunity to actually go there. Otherwise, you're not going. It'll just stay in the book for you. You know, and then have to do many lifetimes and follow the Narayan Raj path. Many lifetimes. You want it to come out of the book, you got to come here. This is out of the book. We go out of the book. We bring Vrindavan out of the book, so it becomes real. What else? Go ahead.
It's so sad, such an amount of devotees who are not conscious of Krishna, talking about Krishna consciousness, not knowing what they are saying. That's always very sad.
Yeah, and
You,
it's not surprising. It's the first stage. See, the stage is you talk about these things intellectually. See, so now here you get, because the devotion is given, you can ascertain who and what Krishna is. Otherwise, you can't know. See, so they have to come here to get it because this is where it's being given. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, Radha is not involved yet with them. Srimati Radharani is not working.
Yeah, they only she knows Krishna truly, her and her girlfriends, because they got bhakti also. See, so we know the real Krishna because of this bhakti. And if they want to know, they have to get this bhakti. That's why I say I've been in all the sanghas. I was in the Narayan Raj group. They didn't have this bhakti to know the real Krishna. It's hidden from them, and they can jump up and scream and don't you know the illustrious this and that and all that. Sorry, that's the best you did is you get a familiar a little bit externally with Vrindavan, but you don't have the mood and the feeling of Vrindavan. It's not in a mind thing. This is what they do, intellectual Vrindavan. Intellectual guru. Yeah, see, I memorize all the. I'm an intellectual guru. See? Oh, are you Bhakti Vedanta? Is your Vedanta from Bhakti? Well, we never knew about any standard like that. Well, just look at the words. Two words, Bhakti Vedanta. Look at Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Compare the two words with Bhagavad Gita 10:10, and you'll learn something.
No
See?
helper. There is no helper to
Yeah,
explain. No.
yeah. Yeah, you got to have realization. Realize comes from this devotion. So, River, what do you got?
Um, Sorry, I've been distracted today a little bit, Maharaj.
Why?
Because I've got people here
Oh,
keep
really?
keep asking me things and stuff. A new PA as well, so I have
Oh,
to be
okay. Yeah, you have to be
attentive.
there. Yeah,
Bit
yeah,
attentive,
happens.
yeah.
Sure.
I have so many things I want to say, and then they just fly away. That's how I passed my exams, really, by memorizing everything, not really understanding it, not really understand, but memorizing it. But afterwards, I've kind of experienced things and I know it now. And
Oh,
here first with you hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing, understanding it, actually understanding it, but experiencing this, and
hmm,
bringing it alive, like you say, bringing Vrindavan alive. That is my experience, bringing it alive.
yeah,
Really know it because you're really living it naturally.
yeah.
You're really feeling this. You're really feeling this, the shelter. Your words have now really become alive and more natural way of living, because of you, and bringing it all here and bringing life to it all. And they don't have that life. They're not connected to the parampara through you. They don't have that. The thing is, because I was talking about it earlier with Janaki, she listened for 40 years, but as soon as she came to you, and boom, she was attracted straight away. So once they start coming, these gurus, they will get it quite, it seems like they will get it quite quickly if they come, if they
Yeah,
actually start hearing, they
yeah.
will get it really quickly. And it seems like there's a point now where the sangha is growing. I just need, I'm getting really hot. The sangha is growing,
Hmm.
growing, and it's come from you, from one, and it's growing and growing and growing. The trees, the branches are getting bigger. Um, they will come at some point. They will come because there's nowhere for them to go.
Hmm.
They cannot go anywhere else. This is the only step they can take, to move to Krishna, because Krishna is always here now. And they cannot see it because they stay where they are. They stay in that association, this association with the supreme potency, and bringing the supreme potency here and becoming alive. That is what they're missing. They're missing life,
Yeah,
real life of the Lord. They're
yeah.
stuck in their routines, and they're memorizing and doing everything actually in the materialistic way, doing
Hmm.
everything materially,
Hmm.
and they're pushing their, what's the right word, putting that off as religion. They're showing that off as religion. And if you don't get uncovered, you're going to see that as religion. You need to
Hmm.
get covered to see their lies, like you did. How you was there in ISKCON for 5 years, and you were seeing all of these things. The Lord was showing you deeply their hypocrisy, their lies, and all of their deception. We are seeing that now because we are
Yeah.
coming here. We are also seeing that what you have given to us, and we can see that now, and they can have that too. In fact,
Hmm.
anybody who comes here can have that as well. There's no being better and wanting to be worshipped. They can have that too. We have been given something so great, Maharaj.
Hmm.
um my God, they can also have that. Bring everything and share this, what you have given to us, and constantly given to us, every single day. Also with what Amy was saying, you know, she was saying she's kind of grateful to Maya Devi, for pushing her to you, pushing her to reality, to Krishna. And that's kind of been my life with all the suffering, and even now with Karuna, what he does, the things that he does, being purified by you so much so, and having that strength. What he does lifts me to Krishna. It takes me more to to Krishna. And I've learned about poison physically, through experience, learned about the poison that you were speaking about, learned about understanding the behavior of demons, actually, Maharaj,
Hmm.
really understanding demonic behavior, and coming away from that and actually seeing it. But I couldn't see that demonic behavior really deeply until I was uncovered. I was letting go of my demonic behavior, and now I can see it and separate myself from it, and having the strength of being able to be real, not sentimental, but real and truthful, instead of hiding what I'm saying, but being really strong, like my teacher, my spiritual teacher. And it's wonderful. Thank you very much. One last thing is about communication with devotees, and not just yes, we speak and speak and speak in classes, but having a relationship with the devotees as well.
Oh yeah,
Relationships are beautiful. I've only
yeah,
learnt relationships here in the Sangha,
yeah.
really fruitful relationships, and we really need that. It really, really helps. And
Well, that's what it was about when Lord Chaitanya, they had relationships with each other. They had a devotee sanghas. They lived together. Or I mean, not have to live together. They lived in their houses, but they lived. It's a community.
yeah,
It's very important. Even before the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, they had a devotional community. They used to get together and do what we do. That's why, if you want this is very special worship. It's very unique and very rare. This is not manifest just anywhere, and it's here. It's not in any of the groups. This kind of worship like this, and these kinds of devotees like this, like you're becoming. So, if they want this, because this is the real Navadvip mood. This is the real Vrindavan moods developing here. And the kind of relationships between the devotees are here. And they're not in this formal thing and everything they're promoting. That's a different mood. It's more Vaikuntha mood. Yeah. So they'll need to come here for that. Okay, Govinda, what do you got to say?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've been that pastime of Jatila locking down Radha and Krishna. I always remember when Johan shared that to me. I was just like amazed. And it's like not just in the last 2 years, but we lock ourselves down in a consciousness. This is amazing. I get so much pleasure from seeing the devotees now and their service, their uniqueness, and it's so not cookie cutting. They're
Yeah.
individual. They can be who they are. I'm amazed. I just take so much pleasure in that. Transcribing I'm glad you shared upon it recently because I was wanting to put it into a book. Your experiences of hopping freight trains. It's just amazing. I get so much pleasure from that, because I still remember waking up and I'm reaching for my car keys to get alcohol. I never take it for granted, but I'm drinking this today, and it gives me so much pleasure. I can't thank you enough. This life we have is just bliss beyond bliss. River exemplifies it. River does. Lolita, like the big Lolita, little Lolita, and all the devotees. It's amazing. Like took us going around Gaines, wherever it is in America,
Yeah.
playing your classes on big speakers, man. It's really innovative.
Yeah, we got a wild group, man. Yeah, that's the way the Lord is. He likes it. He's just I mean, I'm just learning about the Lord's nature. It's great. It's amazing. Just very much like a friend, literally, like practically. It's like wow,
truthful.
man. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm actually getting a little bit sleepy. I think I got up a little bit early today. So why don't we'll end a little bit early and early was it a couple hours, early. Yeah, yeah. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'll probably start another early one. I don't feel like I really got. I was kind of working on some stuff this morning. Burn off. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. We have like 16, 18 people today. That's nice. See you again when we come. Hare Krishna.